Are there any girls out there that dated like the nice boy, maybe in their like late teens, early 20s, and you literally treated them like absolute, like you used to tell all your friends like, oh, they're just like too nice, and like you wanted like the bad boy
Yeah, they're
because they were
boring.
like more exciting.
Yeah.
Girls, don't you wish you could have those boys back in your life now? Like, I went on to date the arseholes. I went on to date the bad boy. Like, it's not fun. It's not exciting. It's just like fucking miserable.
Yeah, that's the problem, ma'am. All of you dated the bad boys in your 20s, and only after you hit the wall, only after you're tired of the bad boys, is when you realize that you actually want the nice guy. And that's not a problem. If he wants to date you, good for him. He's a simp in my opinion, but good for him. The problem is that even after you dated the nice guy, you're not really attracted to him. And what happens? You get married, and after a few years, you want to get a divorce because you're not attracted to him anymore. Because it's boring. Because you want to see if the grass is greener on the other side. That's the problem.
So, word to the wise, if you are one of those little 20-somethings that are dating the nice guy, hold on to them. They are literally like gold dust. They will walk over hot coals for you. And
Yeah, they're simps.
you want a boy like that.
I'm a 45-year-old single mom of 3, and I've been single now or divorced for 5 years, since 2020.
Where did I go wrong? I'm on dating apps and guys are always ghosting the conversation on me.
A woman's ideal man is better than her at everything.
Yep, and that's why so many of us are still single.
Why is it so hard to find a man who's like 45 plus, got grey hair, got a good job, got a bit of a beard but not too much of a beard, got a good body but not like too good, like a dad bod, and a nice car and a bit of money?
So you're telling me that the same women who had no father growing up, or they didn't have any strong male presence in their life, these are the same women that are trying to tell men on how to be a real man?
Yeah, these are the exact same women that are single, that can get a man, but give dating advice on TikTok.
Today is my 10-year anniversary of being single, and I've decided to celebrate it.
You can't see, but she had a cake.
So what are all my fellow 40-plus single moms doing on a Friday night? Do you guys have plans? I know I don't.
I need y'all's advice. I just came across the guy I've been dating on Are We Dating the Same Guy? And apparently he's had 2 other girlfriends the entire time we've been dating.
By the way, guys, in case you don't know her, I made a video about her in the past where she got rejected by a matchmaker.
And I'm just curious if you guys think I should share his picture here and ruin his life, because I definitely feel like I have the ability to do so.
Ma'am, do you understand that just even saying that it's against the TOS and you should be banned? But of course, she won't.
Given my following.
I don't know who needs to hear this like I did, but if you're constantly looking for a partner that will just understand the very depths of your soul, you're gonna be looking for a long time.
Why is it that you can get the attention of like what feels like every man on planet except the guy that you want the attention from?
Because that guy is way above you in looks, in status, in whatever. And he can get women that are better looking than you, ma'am. That's why.
If your spouse asks you where you're going, who you're going out with, when you're going to be back, and what you're doing, that's not considered controlling. That's considered open communication and a good relationship.
Isn't it so gross to think about the fact that men created the lie about blue balls to manipulate women, and then they passed that lie down for generations so that future generations...
I don't know about you guys, but I remember having blue balls when I was younger. Yeah, I definitely did. And it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. My entire stomach hurt.
Could also manipulate women.
Do not ask me to go for a coffee. Like, I am not a talker. I'm not the person that talks a lot. I'm a listener. I'm an observer. So having me, and also I have ADHD. So
that's a lie, guys. How can she be a listener when she makes TikTok videos for a living? She talks a lot.
having me sit at a coffee table, That's not gonna happen.
Maybe it's just me, call me crazy, but I personally would rather be single forever than to wait for the spark to grow. My past history of dating and crushes would prove if I am not obsessed with you within the first 5 minutes of meeting, I'm never gonna be. And it would be different if I never found anyone that I liked. But I fall in love with someone all
Just the way that she talks, how fast she talks.
I have a question. Can we go back to the times when multiple men would compete for one woman in courtship? Where one woman would get courted and go on dates and get to know a few men, and then at the end of it, one of the men makes a commitment, an engagement.
Yeah, so another double standard. She wants us all to fight for her attention like monkeys. Who can give her the best vacation, who can give her the most flowers, who can give her the best gifts. But she doesn't want to do anything for a man. She doesn't want to prove herself to a man. She just wants to sit there while we fight each other like monkeys. Ooh, 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 ooh.
But what happened to that? Can we go back to that?
I'm 31 and I've chosen to remain single at the moment, and my dad questioned me the other day. He said, "Don't you think that the older that you're getting a little too picky?"
By the way, guys, they never choose to be single. Just ask them if their favorite celebrity, if their favorite crush were to come up to them right now and want to be in a relationship with them, would they accept? Yes, they would. So no, they're not choosing to be single. They can't get the man that they want. That's why they're still single. Just think about that.
I paused. That was a valid question, and so I answered thoughtfully. I have standards, and they're not high standards. I wouldn't even call them that. They're just my standards. I don't think I'm asking for something from a man that I can't give myself. I've spent years in therapy trying to become a better person, journaling, reading
From the start, going to therapy, it's a red flag.
books, listening to podcasts, and I expect the same of my partner, someone that is emotionally intelligent and self-aware enough to do work on themselves.
Another woman wanting emotionally intelligent man saying that they want the nice guy, when in fact they don't.
I'm not asking for something I'm not giving.
I turned 40 last week.
Okay.
And I pretty much spent the last few months of 2024 dreading my birthday. Because I bought into the whole concept that it's like I am, I'm no longer worthy, or I have no value, or no man's ever gonna want me because...
Ma'am, nobody said that you have no value. We all said that on the sexual marketplace, you have a lower value than a 20-something-year-old. If men can choose, they won't choose the 40-year-old woman. Why? First of all, most men want kids, and you having kids over 40 without any complication is very hard. Second of all, women that are 40 and single usually have lots and lots of baggage and trauma and therapy, years in therapy. Why would a man want to deal with that? So no, it's not that you have no value, it's that you have lower value in the sexual marketplace.
Technically, we're told that once a woman is 40, you're expired. And I just want to let you know that it's not so bad.
No, ma'am, that's coping. That's just coping because you can't do anything about it. So, of course, you're going to say that. Of course, instead of giving advice to younger women to not end up in your place. See, this is what older women do because they're bitter and they're jaded and they can't do anything about their situation because they're already 40. So they just tell everybody, oh, it's okay. No, ma'am, you're just coping. That's the truth.
Here's some insight on relationships, and this is coming from my dad, so you know that it's wisdom. He told me, because I went back and forth for a very long time if I should block my ex or not, and he's like, why would you block someone that's not calling you? It's like you have no self-control that you just can't call him, and I was like...
Yeah, that's true.
I chose the good guy. I chose the nice guy. I chose the not so physically attractive guy. I chose the nerd.
Okay.
Right? I did all the things.
Okay.
I got tested. He got tested. We shared results. We didn't have sex until after being in a relationship.
Okay.
And still,
Okay.
I'm being told that I need to take accountability for the fact that I didn't know that man was married.
Yeah, that's true, ma'am. How can you be with a guy and you don't know if he's married?
I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this in their life, but it just dawned on me that I've been single for 5 years. 5 years. This is the longest I've ever been single in my entire adult life.
Ma'am, just wait to see how fun it is when you're 10 years since you're single.
And nobody is piquing my interest. Nobody. I watched 10 Things I Hate About You today, and I was like, you know what we're all missing? We're missing feelings. We're missing emotion. We're missing pining. We're missing attraction. Like, is it because everybody is on something?
No, ma'am. Women are on something.
What is going on?
When you hear single women saying, I can't find a good man, you're not finding them. You're not discovering them with a telescope to see where they're at. No, you're sorting through them. There's a difference. Yeah, because you have your choice. You are the one in power. You can be like, no, too stupid, too ugly, too hairy. Next.
True.
We can't do that as guys. We can't be like, no, too crazy. Too crazy. That comes standard in all of them? Okay.
My dying alone is no one else's fault except my own, because I went on a date with this guy and he was like, do you know what you're gonna drink? And I was like, let me think. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just thought that would be like a little physical comedy moment I could do where I go like, and I like look side to side while I'm thinking.
Why? Why would you do that? Is she trying to imitate an anime character? I don't get it. I don't know, guys. I've been trying to figure this out honestly. I even asked my girlfriend. I don't find women comedians funny. And I don't know why. And I don't think I'm a misogynist. I really don't. But I can't figure out why I can't find women comedians funny. They're just not funny.
And I was like, it was just like a bit, like I like to get into the bit and like do the whole, like all the movements and stuff. And he was like, you just seem really uncomfortable. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought I was
It's really cringe. I just see that from a grown-up woman, and I think it's so cringe. Why would I want to date her? She acts like a child. Only children do stuff like this.
being funny, but I guess I was just being uncomfortable. So there's that. And I need to learn how to act. I'm gonna try to learn how to act, but I just thought it would be funny.
I had to stop listening to dating advice from you little TikToker. Because first of all, some of you are like 21 years old of age, which I'm a
And most of them are single and giving dating advice. That's what's crazy, guys. They don't know how to get a man, but they're telling you how to get a man.
decade older than you. What am I listening to you for? But it gets under your skin sometimes. It's like all these little games and rules, and no one's vulnerable and no one forgives anyone, and everything someone does equals this thing. And it's like, excuse me, aren't people a little more complicated? Isn't there some nuance to be had? Why are we saying things like,
Yeah, ma'am, that's correct. But if you want to be successful in dating, there are certain rules, certain things you have to watch out for.
Like, they just don't like you. They just hate you. That man hates you. My God, why are we being so mean to ourselves? I don't like drastic conclusions like that.
I've never said he hates you. He doesn't care about you. That's the mistake that you're making, ma'am. You assume that if he doesn't give you attention, he doesn't call you, he doesn't whatever, it's because he hates you. No, ma'am, he doesn't care about you. Somebody that cares about you calls you, contacts you. Just think about your parents. Do they contact you? Do they want to see how you are? Of course. That guy doesn't care. I don't get what's so hard about this.
I like to imagine that we are a little bit more complex than that. I have to
not.
scroll now every time I see a dating video. And I know this is technically one. But I'm just saying, you gotta live your life. You gotta go with your instincts.
How do people go on dates with people that they don't know? Like, truly, how do single women go on dates with random men that they've never met, they don't know, they've only had like a few conversations with? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious how women go on dates with men, like how women go on dates.
This is how it is, ma'am. You find somebody that you think you can have a relationship with, and then you go out to see if they have any red flags, if you can actually have a relationship with them. That's how dating works.
If I don't know you, like stranger danger, I don't even want to get to know you. Stranger danger, I'm also not going to waste my time. If I don't think that you're going to be 100% perfect for me, why am I going on a date with you?
And how are you going to find that out from a dating app, from just texting, if you don't actually meet them in person, if you don't actually talk to them? This is so stupid. We're going to skip this video.
I don't know what female needs to hear this today, but we're dating the masculine men. We're dating the masculine men. Do you know how much peace you're going to feel by dating a guy that allows you to turn your brain off when you're with him? Opens the door for you. Carries your luggage, allows you to exist in your feminine energy. Do you know feminine energy is the most powerful energy in the world? I always thought I'm a strong, independent woman, and I was always existing in my masculine energy.
Yeah.
Now, I exist in my feminine energy. I receive. I let him take care of me. I let him provide. I don't want to lead the way.
My girlfriend is the same. Just think about it, guys. How easy it would be for you as a guy to just have to do nothing. And your girlfriend to do everything, all the thinking, all the decisions, everything. And you just relax. Why wouldn't every woman want that? I do everything. I resolve every problem under the sun, and even problems that are not yet problems. I resolve them in advance. So why wouldn't you want to be like that? Why wouldn't you want to be in a relationship with a man like that? I don't get it. I have all the stress. I have all the problems. I have 10,000 things on my head. She doesn't have to do anything. She just relaxes.
I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to use my brain every second. I want to relax. I want to be peaceful. We bring way too much to the table to also be leading the way for men.
Let's talk about going on dates and chivalry.
Yeah.
As a man, there are certain manners that you're supposed to have when you take a woman out, right? And lucky for you, or not, I don't know. I'm French. French, we are pioneers of romance. So when it comes to manners, I am going to observe every single manner and detail because I'm only used to high standards. So there's a few examples that I'm going to give. If you do something wrong, you're out of the game. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to take you out of the equation. So for example,
okay, ma'am, I get it. You have such high standards that no man can achieve them. But then, why are you making this video? Nobody cares. Be single.
I feel like not enough people warn you that when you start making the right choice in dating, start going for emotionally available men that are genuinely interested in you and make that very clear from the get-go, it gets a little bit more boring. Dating gets a little bit more boring because it's no longer up, down, will they, won't they, this like chemical, like you're getting rewarded one second and you're not the next. You're getting consistent, predictable behavior, and that to the brain is not exciting. Otherwise, drugs wouldn't be exciting to people, It's very predictable, smooth sailing, and stable. And while that's great in the long term because you don't go crazy, it also makes you realize that, I'm not gonna have these quick dopamine hits in like a kind of toxic way, but that's the reality. If you want to continue dating high school level emotional maturity men, then go for it. Keep going for those men that don't choose you, that text you every 5 days. Or you can go for the guy who will respond to you as soon as he sees his message.
You hear what she just said, right? You had your guards up because of your past
things, right? This is why men like younger women.
True.
Because they don't have those experiences, those trauma ass decisions that you done been through your whole life that's keeping your guard up from me. This is why we date younger women. Hold on. Number 2.
Just look at the woman on the right. Why would a man want to be with a woman like that? From the start, she's more masculine than some men I know.
2. This is why it's important. I know this now, and all us in this room made bad decisions as far as when it come to kids and shit like that, right? Except for obviously you, right? But this is why it's important to marry while you are young.
Yep.
Okay? This is how it's supposed to be. You guys are supposed to marry young and grow old together.
You know, I'm 30 years old. I only had one relationship in my life, and even that one is questionable. I'm not one for hookups. I don't do dating. I don't do small talk. I really cannot do small talk, to the point where sometimes it does get a little awkward because I'll just jump into the conversation.
It's funny how they can't do anything, but they can make TikTok videos for strangers, for people that they don't even know, for millions of people. But they can't do conversation one-on-one. Don't you find that strange, guys? Yeah.
I don't have friends. I cut off all of my friends in the last year. And I've survived absolutely everything that happened in my life by myself.
Okay, so the other day I did a video on here and I was basically asking for single men of TikTok, like what would get you to a speed dating event? If you want to have a look at my other video, the comments were wild. Mainly suggesting that I invite the bear. And then just saying like speed dating, awful idea. I've given up on women. I've given up on dating apps.
Even if you didn't give up on women, speed dating is so stupid.
Asking an 8-figure man dating questions. Let's go. What qualities specifically in women make them stand out to you?
To me, I think the things I find very attractive are kindness, generosity, caring. I think a lot of it is
feminine is very important, because so many women today are very masculine. They have so many masculine traits. I don't like that at all. I want a lady. I don't want to date another guy.
Filling in the gaps and making up for the things that I might have a deficit of in my life.
Because you're focused on business.
Yeah, business. Yep. I also think by and large, if someone can reduce stress and anxiety and
bring peace. Yeah, that's true.
Improve the good times. That is someone you want to keep around for a
long
long
period of time. So like a positive mindset.
Positive mindset, yeah. And I think a lot of guys find themselves stressed and anxious about work. And it's not to negate how you feel about kind of the situation, but if you can do things that alleviate how they feel in those situations.
Yeah, she can take care of you. It's not all about her. She can make you feel relaxed. She can bring peace to you. She knows how to take care of you.
Especially with people who kind of make more money. That's huge.
Yeah, totally. Do men test women's boundaries in the beginning of dating to see like what she'll tolerate?
Not consciously, but unconsciously.
I do it consciously. I tell her these are my boundaries. If you want to be in a relationship with me, good. If not, I don't care. Bye.
It's one of those things where maybe you accidentally slip up, you see how they respond to it, and that builds this kind of idea in your head of what you can get away with in a relationship.
So it's a woman should maintain really strong boundaries to get.
It's not about her boundaries. It's about my boundaries.
Get better treatment from a guy long term.
Yeah, I think it's incorrect to think that someone is actively testing you, but they might be more subconsciously kind of responding to what they can get away with.
Totally. Previously, you told me that men categorize women into like hookup, girlfriend, whatever, upon meeting them. How can women change categories?
I think if you're in the category of hookup and you're trying to go to girlfriend, one, it's just time. You know, a lot of people might have an initial inclination to say it's a hookup, and then over time they build a relationship. I think if you find yourself in that category, finding things that they care about, understanding the kind of partner that they're looking for, you can either do that by just having conversations with them about it, or by getting a sense of what they liked and didn't like about their prior relationship, and then leaning into that a little bit more.
Filling those voids. Yeah, totally.
It's quite helpful.
So, what are you looking for in a partner?
I'm looking for someone who's smart but not in a pretentious way, attractive but not in an intimidating way, successful but not in the spotlight, funny but not in an obnoxious way, and takes initiative but not in a controlling way. Empathetic but strong-willed, confident but not cocky, and passionate but not too clingy. Independent but not avoidant, troubleshooter but knows when to ask for help, and kind but not in a fake way. Ambitious but reasonable, committed but open to change, and responsible but has a sense of play. Open-minded but not easily swayed, energetic but not annoying, and organized but not anal. An intellect but not a know-it-all, a planner but can also go with the flow. Oh, and sensitive but not weak. Rich but not flashy, and tall but not too tall because it hurts my neck when we kiss. Stable but with a wild side, and nice but has a spine. Patient but a go-getter, wants kids but not right now, and polite but not passive. Curious but not an instigator. Good work ethic but has balance. Oh, and they have to be in a 10-mile radius because I am not doing long distance again. What about you?
Yeah, I just want someone who can dance.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.